Our mental battery is having a hard time in this society. Many people are mentally overloaded without even realizing it. Do you have no energy left after a working day? Then your mental battery is probably empty. But how can you recognize these signals and how can you remedy them? If you have a low battery level, suffer from burnout-like complaints, depressive complaints, or anxiety complaints, or simply want to feel good about yourself, it is important that you get a higher battery level again. This is actually important for everyone, but the lower your mental battery, the more you have to pay attention to it. In this video, we share practical tips aimed at daily structure. These are not truths that work 100% for everyone if all tips are followed very strictly. Some people are more susceptible to the operation of these power pillars than others. And one pillar may work more positively for you than the other, but many people will benefit from it. The most important thing is that you gain insight into how your system works in response to these different power pillars and get a feeling for it. To fully recover, I recommend thinking in months instead of weeks. In practice, you see that this saves a lot of frustration and that it also makes recovery faster. Frustration also costs a lot of negative energy. Number 1. Sleeping is very important. Poor sleep is one of the most powerful factors in draining the mental battery. Go to bed before 11:30 p.m. and preferably earlier. If you normally go to bed much later, slowly work your way towards an earlier time by moving half an hour a week, for example from 2 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. and so on. It is better to go to bed on time and then lie awake for a while but already in bed. No matter how annoying you find this, you will eventually experience the benefits and be able to go to bed earlier more easily. Use your phone and other screens until 9 p.m. at the latest. Reading a book is fine afterwards, but stay away from your screens. If you wake up too early, don't reach for your cell phone or turn on the TV. It is better to lie down for a while to wake up calmly. Maybe you'll doze off again for a while. Get up no later than 8:30 or 9 o'clock. If you now get up much later, work towards this with half an hour per week. Start the day with a short ritual, for example some yoga exercises, stretching exercises, breathing exercises, or push-ups. Number 2. Social. In general, we are used to filling our agendas with social appointments. When our battery becomes lower, social contacts shift from energy givers to energy guzzlers. This can happen very gradually without us realizing it. Limit your social appointments. See which appointments or people give you energy and which do not. It is important to stay in contact with people, but also ensure sufficient recovery time. For example, schedule time to de-stress for an hour after a lunch appointment. Avoid heated conversations with partners and friends about, for example, problems at work or a renovation that has gotten out of hand, especially in the evening or early morning. Agree with yourself and those involved how long these conversations should last and when they will take place. The same goes for conversations about relationship problems. Setting an end time is essential. Conversations late at night almost never lead to anything constructive and are often counterproductive, especially in combination with alcohol consumption. Number 3. Work. Work doesn't have to be bad if your mental battery is low. Work provides structure, recognition, and the feeling of being part of society. It is important to pay attention to the balance between work and free time, recovery time. Don't put pressure on yourself to go back to work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Take the time to really recover and work on yourself. If you have not worked temporarily and are going to reintegrate, it is better to start with a limited number of hours spread over a few days than one long working day and no work for the rest of the week. If you do not have fixed working hours, for example, because you work as a self-employed person, it is important that you do nothing with your work at least one day a week. It is very tempting to just keep going because the work is never finished. But give yourself recovery time even if you feel fit. Number 4. Recovery time. The lower your battery, the more ordinary daily activities become a burden. Therefore, surround these activities with positive energy providers that do not stimulate you much, such as making a cup of tea or going outside. If you mainly do mental work, use something physical as recovery time. This can work very well. For example, take a walk, go outside, or stretch out. Go into nature once a week, especially if you live in the city. An hour and a half, and then try not to talk too much. Nature can do wonders and help you ground yourself for a while. Schedule regular recovery moments in your day. Think of small rituals such as making a cup of tea or taking a walk during the afternoon. Be aware of what you watch on TV or via streaming services. Many programs are made to suck you into a story as quickly as possible, and not necessarily in a positive way, and to overstimulate you. If you are sensitive to noise, use earplugs to reduce stimuli, for example when walking in the city or when you are on the train. Number 5. Physical exercise. Someone who is low on energy, but also someone who feels reasonably good about themselves, sees physical exercise as something that saps energy. There is then a threshold to start. This feeling is misleading because exercise is actually good and a recovery agent. You have physical fatigue and mental fatigue. If you have been in meetings all day and feel tired at the end of the day, then you are not physically tired. You hardly made any physical effort. That is why this is the time to exercise to regain balance. Preferably exercise every day with one rest day per week. So at least 30 minutes of exercise 6 times a week. Depending on the level of your battery and what you are used to, walking is good, but so is intensive exercise. In any case, build it up slowly. Don't start out overconfident because then you are prone to injuries. Physical fitness is also usually low when you are low on battery. Yoga is fine, but look for an active and dynamic form or do some cardio exercise on the side. Number 6. Food. Eat healthy and regularly and not excessively. Pay attention to the vitamins. For example, take vitamin D in the winter months and iron if you are a vegetarian. Drink plenty of fluid, non-alcoholic, 2 liters of fluid per day. Avoid alcohol if you are low on battery. Alcohol then increases anxiety and depression. It is also better not to combine alcohol and medication. The combination is often bad, and it can be counterproductive with larger quantities. If you enjoy it immensely, take a maximum of 1 glass per day. We hope you found this video helpful. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just Life. Until next time.